Yeah, so I looked at carbon concentrating mechanisms in algae, specifically Ostrococcus tori, which is marine pegoplankton. So the first task I kind of had was like just learning how to grow cultures, and so most days would just start with me going into the growth chambers, checking on everything, making sure the cells look happy. And then once they were grown up thick enough, I started doing, or dense enough, I started doing tests with an oxygen electrode to kind of see how well they were photosynthesizing. And so there was also a few weeks of just trial and error of learning how to use the machine,
Sure.
because there wasn't really like a procedure or protocol for me to follow other than just how to set up the machine. So I did a few weeks of tinkering around with that until I could get some light curves going to see like what light intensities this specific algal strain grows best at. So there were kind of two labs that I spent time in this summer. The first one was in Morrill Hall, and that was much smaller. It was just like, you know, like one room, and there's like a door that could close, and it would be like kind of shut off from like the other labs in the same building. And then there was IGB, which is like massive. There's like rows of benches. All the benches are filled with stuff. The racks go up to the ceiling, and everybody's like shuffling around and walking fast, and so that one definitely intimidated me a lot more. But over time I became more comfortable there, and I came to like being around like other scientists, kind of like working together in a shared space and like saying hi to people when you pass them in the halls, rather than like the secluded
Right.
two-person lab. I was really enjoying what I was doing, so it didn't feel that bad to me. I also feel like I had a much better work-life balance this summer than I do during the school year, because it was like, you know, I go in at 8:30 and I leave at 5:30, unless like something else happens and I might need to stay a little longer. But for the most part, there's like a clear start and end, and the work doesn't follow me home.
Yeah.
Whereas at school, it's like I'll be working from 7 in the morning until midnight, and it just doesn't stop. I think more solidified than altered, because I was feeling like I'm interested in research. I think this is something that I would enjoy doing, but I'm not totally sure, and I'm also not sure what field I want to do. But after spending a summer working with algae, I'm like, that was super cool. Like, I want to do more of that. And so I'm hoping that I can find a lab at the university that I transfer to in a year and hit the ground running, hopefully. It also was super, super helpful to have spent several semesters like in classes with labs to get like the basics down. But no lab research the way it's done here, just as part of a class. We would always like eat dinner together. Most meals actually we would end up eating together, which was awesome. Just helped build like a sense of community and a nice way to like wind down after a long day.
Yeah.
And we would also like try to organize with the off-campus people as much as we could too. And so we've definitely had a chance to like hang out and, you know, form some bonds. I want to see how everybody's doing down the line. I'm so excited for everybody, because I've heard about like their experiences in their labs and like what they're super passionate about. And there's already a couple people who have like connections now at the places they're transferring to because of the people they were working with here. And I just think it'll be so exciting to see how that pans out for them. I mean, that's the impression that I'm getting. They've been so welcoming and like just so ready to help everybody. Like they have all of like these speakers come in during the boot camp, but even beyond that, like once we go off to our separate labs, we have these lunches and talks to come listen to, and every time they're like checking in with us and making sure everybody's doing okay, making sure we're like taken care of and happy, and you know, just always not just telling us but like showing us that they're there for us, whatever we might need help with now and later on. Just do it, like absolutely apply, because you never know, like you can't rule it out for yourself that soon. Like if you don't apply, you're definitely not going to get it. So just try it, and like you might surprise yourself. And it is just like a really good experience for somebody who's coming in as an absolute beginner, because you will be fully supported, and there's like a lot of room to grow in a program like this.